Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel At Home with Shell. So we have just arrived in Rome. We got here about an hour ago and we just got a taxi from the airport. It was €55 and that was basically the standard kind of tariff to anywhere within Rome. You can also get the train, but because we had Arabella with us and all our luggage, we just thought it would be so much easier to get a taxi. It took around 25 minutes to get here, which wasn't bad. And we are stopping at a hotel called Princeps Boutique Hotel, which is a lovely little hotel. I'll give you a little room tour in a minute as well. And then let me show you the view. So this is the view from outside. What's that building again, Nick? It's some kind of church. I can't remember which one it was. But we're fairly central and we're only about 5 minutes from where the station is as well. So I'll just give you a really quick room tour to show you where we're stopping. So you have this little kind of entrance area where you come in, where you've got wardrobes. There's just a single wardrobe here. There's a safe and a couple of drawers down there. There's also some cupboards at the top. There's extra kind of blankets and stuff as well. There's aircon in the room, and then here we've got all of tea, coffee, kettles, that kind of thing. And then we've also got a little fridge down there. And then this is the bedroom. Hi Arabella. So this is Arabella's bed. So it's basically like a little sofa bed, and then the rest of the room is like so. So we've got a double bed, huge ceilings in here, and a really nice window, a little kind of chaise lounge here, TV, and then through here into the bathroom. So everything that we need in here. It's got toilet, sink, quite nice, big kind of mirrors as well, and then a huge shower as well, which is actually massive, the shower is. Yeah, so quite nice. And then we are just off now to go and explore Rome. So we're just about to go and walk initially to the Trevi Fountain, Spanish Steps, and do all of that and just explore a little bit of Rome. We popped into a restaurant with some takeaway options on the way to grab something to eat and made our way to the Spanish Steps. The area walking there is lined with designer shops if you fancy a bit of shopping. So we were just sitting on the Spanish Steps to go and eat our lunch, and we got told to move, so obviously you can't sit there. So we just sat at the bottom of the steps by this fountain where we're going to sit and eat our food, aren't we? Before climbing the steps, we of course had to get a couple of photos. We got Arabella this little book. I just got it from Amazon, and it's Rome City Trails. It's the Lonely Planet one, but for kids. It's got loads of information in it. So, for example, we're just at the Spanish Steps, and then it tells us all about it. So we've just climbed 138 steps, and then it tells you all about how much was spent here, all about the streets and everything here. So yeah, it's actually quite educational. After climbing the Spanish Steps, we headed towards the Trevi Fountain, and one thing that I really love about Rome are all of the water fountains. I think it's known as Nasoni. They're throughout the city and they provide free spring water, which is a great benefit, especially when it's hot. The
Trevi Fountain was predictably very busy, and it was late afternoon when we got there, but research did tell me that generally it's always quite busy unless you get there super early in the morning. It was actually quite incredible seeing the fountain and the sculptures. It's huge and actually quite hard to justify it on camera. We all threw some money into the fountain over your shoulder, which will apparently bring you back to Rome again. And a whopping 3,000 euros each day is apparently thrown in here, and then it's frequently emptied and given to charity.
We just went to go in here because they've got a rooftop bar. Went to inquire and it was 25 euros each just to get in, which you did get a free drink with. Safe to say we are not going in there. So we've been to the Spanish Steps, we climbed up them and then went from there for a walk to Trevi Fountain. And although it was busy, it wasn't probably as busy as I thought it would be, and we did actually manage to get in front of the fountain and get some nice photos. So we're just on the way to the Pantheon now. It's literally about 2 minutes that way, but we are really hot and thirsty, so we've just stopped for our first drink of the holiday. So this, I've got a limoncello spritz, which is delicious but quite strong. Nick's gone for an Aperol spritz, and Arabella, what have you got? You've got a Fanta orange, haven't you? And some little nibbles as well.
Oh, that's lemon.
Fanta lemon. That's Fanta orange. All right then. And then, yeah, once we've had these, we might go and get some gelato and then make our way to the Pantheon. Wow, should we go in here and get some gelato? What flavour did you go for?
Chocolate.
Mint choc chip?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was starting to get dark fairly early, and all the restaurants lit up the streets with beautiful fairy lights. It just looked so pretty walking around here. So on the way to the Pantheon, we visited a stunning church which I had no idea about until we wandered in there. And it has this mirror which you can basically stand over and look into it at the incredible painted ceiling.
So we were just about to go in the Pantheon, but it's actually quite late now because we ended up having a little bit of a wander of Rome, and they actually stopped letting people in. Can you hear that thunder? It's actually thundering and lightning. It's not raining yet, but anyway, yeah, we were about to go into the Pantheon, but they have the last entry at 6:30, and it is 6:27 now. So we were just queuing up to get a ticket, but there's kind of no point because they won't let us in or anything. So we might try and come back here on our final day because tomorrow is really jam-packed. But for now, we're off to Piazza Navona. Ready? I can't believe we are in Rome in August and it is thundering and lightning. It's horrendously raining now, so we just had to seek cover outside the Pantheon. We had to get a taxi back to the restaurant where we're going because it is absolutely chucking it down with rain.
Whoa, is that lightning?
Did you hear that? Did you see it?
Yeah, really bad.
there was a full-on storm coming. So we had dinner reservation at Diana's Place, which is a wine bar come restaurant. We'd researched this before coming as it had really strong reviews for delicious locally sourced food. It's also listed on the Michelin guide. The interior is stunning with a huge selection of wine, and they serve it by the glass, which a sommelier will help you choose. They also gave Arabella a little teddy, which was such a lovely touch. Nick went for a meatball dish, Arabella was very adventurous and wanted octopus, and I had a take on carbonara. So there's the train station over there. So not very far from where we are at all. It's probably only about a 5-minute walk from where we are. So glad that we bought this scooter. It's actually okay now because it's not too busy. And it saves her moaning that her legs are tired. So we're just back at the hotel now. We just walked back from the restaurant. It only took us about 10 minutes. It wasn't long at all. Thankfully, it's also stopped raining now. So you'll have seen that we went for dinner at Diana's restaurant. No, Diana's Place, I think it was called. And we did a lot of research before we came about what restaurants to go to. And this one got really high reviews, but I wasn't overly impressed, I think, and I didn't think maybe is it what we ordered, but we ordered, you know, a couple of, like a pasta dish, a meatball dish, and then octopus and mash, and it just was, the whole thing was a little bit bland, the octopus was a little bit overcooked, the mash was like lumpy with it, and the pasta dish that I had was, to be honest, it tasted no different to what I can make at home. Yeah, so I was a little bit disappointed. So hopefully tomorrow will be better because we're going to a Michelin star restaurant tomorrow, which we are super excited about, but also a little bit nervous because we've never obviously taken Arabella to somewhere like that. But we've got quite an early reservation and they are happy to take kids, so hopefully it will be okay. So yeah, we're going to go to bed now because we've got a fairly early start, and tomorrow we've got a jam-packed itinerary again where we're going to the Colosseum first thing in the morning, and then we're jumping over to Vatican City and going to see all of the Sistine Chapel and the museums over there. We started our day fairly early today after breakfast, making our way to the Colosseum, and already it was very busy with queues beginning, although they did move fairly quickly. There's lots of information to read about the history, which was really interesting, and you can of course get tours. Loads of people were getting tours in various different languages, but as we were with Arabella, we opted against that. You do need to walk up quite a few steps to get out into the Colosseum itself, and we walked out onto the first floor and it was amazing, and just spent some time taking in the views. If you do keep walking around, you can definitely find some areas that aren't quite so busy. Are you two just having a little rest? Yeah. Daddy's knee's hurting.
I think you have to take a step back and remember where you are.
So far, what did you give Rome, Arabella? So far you gave it 8 out of 10. Just having a little stop, aren't we, to read our book about the Colosseum? What's down there, Arabella? How cool is this? Look, being stood there. So we've just been into the Colosseum and it was actually incredible there. It's actually awe-inspiring, and just to stand in there where everyone would have stood that many years ago, it's just incredible. So now we've had a wander through there and we're going to go to the Roman Forum and to Palatine Hill, and then probably go and grab a bite to eat. If you are coming here though, you will need to bring your passport or some kind of photographic ID with you as well when you come in. The queue to get in the Roman Forum from the main entrance was quite big. So we had actually been informed to use the entrance to the side, which had no queue at all. So would recommend walking a little bit away and going in the other entrance just to avoid the queues. Where are we?
Here.
The hill first.
No, we're not there.
There?
These water fountains are so handy. They're literally all over the city. And the one that we come to in the Roman Forum didn't have a queue at all. So that there is the temple of Antonius and Faustina, just there.
So just a little bit about the Roman Forum. So it was the centre of ancient Rome's public life, functioning as the political, religious and commercial heart of the city for over 1,000 years. And it just really helps to bring Roman history to life. It's filled with ruins of temples and senate houses and arches. Arabella, are we going to climb up there? Wow, should we climb up?
I bet they can't hear me.
Do you want to climb up there? Yeah? Yeah, a lot of steps up there.
Yay.
Nick's really struggling with his leg, bless him. First of all, they thought he had a DVT and now he's being treated with a hematoma and he's got a lot of fluid on his knee. So yeah, walking around Rome probably isn't the best thing for him at the minute, bless him. How are you doing? Oh.
We walked up to Palatine Hill, which is the oldest and most prestigious of Rome's hills, traditionally considered the birthplace of the city. You have panoramic views from up here, one side of the Roman Forum and then the Circus Maximus on the other side.
Very hot today, isn't it? Very hot.
There is also a museum here that you can visit, but we were a little bit too short on time. When you leave the Forum, you can head towards the Menti area. This is an area where you can find lots of restaurants and bars, and we went for lunch at the fantastic Chico di Grano, I think it was called. It's basically a traditional Italian restaurant serving gorgeous pizza and pasta We had some pizzas and a pasta, and can honestly recommend this place. Really reasonably priced, had aircon inside as well, and then just followed that with some fresh watermelon to share. We left the restaurant and walked back to the Colosseum, where we jumped in a taxi and headed for the Vatican City to visit the Vatican Museum. And we did actually find, whilst we were there, local taxis in the city are a lot cheaper than using Uber. Uber is convenient, but that would often cost you at least €10 more per journey than a local taxi. Again, there was a queue to get into Vatican Museum. We had actually pre-booked our tickets to make it easier, and just to note, you are also again asked to show your passport when you enter, so make sure you remember that if you go. You were also able to add on an audio guide for the tour, which was really easy to use. There was a map to help you, but basically each kind of artifact or room had a number that you could press into the handheld device, and it would read out facts about what you were looking at, which made it a lot more interesting. Arabella absolutely loved this and actually took the device for herself, so I kept having to ask her what it was saying, but she just learnt so many facts and just loved reciting them to me. There are beautiful grounds in the museum. Inside is incredible with some beautiful pieces. Some of the ceiling art is just so impressive, and the museum was just such an excellent way to see some of the artwork in Rome. And then the main feature of the museum was at the end, where you got to see the Last Judgment at the Sistine Chapel, painted by Michelangelo, which was unbelievably painted so many years ago, like in the 1500s, and it's just an incredible work of art and well worth seeing. When we left the museum, we headed just round the corner, which takes around 10-15 minutes to walk, to St Peter's Square, which is located in front of St Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. And the square was actually finished again so many years ago, I think it was in the 1600s, and then it's got the 284 columns all around the edge. Again, everything here is just so impressive. So we've had such an amazing day today. We managed to cram so much in. The Vatican City was just incredible. We walked around all the museums. We didn't actually get to go in the Basilica because if you go on a Wednesday, unfortunately, it's actually shut. But we got to go to St Peter's Square, which was really nice. But yeah, I wasn't sure how Arabella would... Do you want to come up? Yeah. Come on then. I wasn't sure how Arabella would get on with the museums, and I thought she might get a bit bored. But you were great, weren't you? Yeah. You loved it. Yeah. So she had the audio guide. I climbed up the steps as well. Yeah, you did, didn't you? And you loved listening to all the fun facts. I've got heels on. You've got heels on. So we're just going out for dinner, aren't we? Yeah. So we had a really quick shower, got dressed, and now we're going to a really nice restaurant, aren't we? Yeah, but the wedding's going to be even better because I am wearing a dress. But until we get there, you have to find out. Okay, but you've got a beautiful dress on now. It might have flowers on, or do you think it's got flowers on? No, yeah. I think you would say no. Right, come on then. Shall we go out for dinner and you'll be on best behaviour? Yeah. We've just done your hair, haven't we? Yeah. Yeah. This evening we're going to a restaurant called Pepero, which is a Michelin star restaurant, so super excited. The first Michelin star restaurant that we've ever taken Arabella to, so hopefully it will be okay. And we've obviously emailed them in advance and everything, and they do cater for children as well. So we're super excited about that, aren't we? I hope they have a kids menu, so let's go! You ready for dinner? You look lovely. Wow, look at you. So again, Pepero was somewhere that we'd done a lot of research around and really wanted to go, and it was such an incredible privilege having dinner here. All the team were so accommodating towards Arabella, and then in the middle of the table the restaurant puts a Rubik's Cube, and if you can crack it you also get a prize. So to start off with, we were presented with some canapes from the chef, some lovely crackers and different kind of small bites, which were included fish and squid, I think. We did the tasting menu and also opted for the wine pairing, so got to taste some delicious wines which complemented the food. We had asked the restaurant what they could make for Arabella, and they said they could make her a pasta with a tomato sauce, which was great, as we obviously weren't keen on paying for her to have a full tasting menu. We had so many different courses and they were all presented so nicely, and their signature dish was a take on classic carbonara, and it was absolutely delicious, much nicer than the carbonara I'd had the evening before.
Amazing. Incredible.
We finished the meal with a selection of desserts and some truffles, which they also gave us some extra in a bag to take away. I think I mentioned at the start that there's a Rubik's Cube in the middle of the table, and then if you complete it, and to be honest even if you don't, then they give you this little egg with the recipe in a scroll to be able to make the signature carbonara, which we have actually made since we got home, and it was so good. Not very healthy but absolutely delicious.
We are just checking out of our hotel in Rome now. We've got the train, we've booked it for 10:10. We're only about a 10-minute walk from the train station, although with our luggage it might take slightly longer. But yeah, we've just had the most amazing time in Rome. Dinner last night was fantastic. I wish we were stopping a little bit longer because I felt like we just didn't get to see everything that we needed to see. But now, really exciting, we are off to Florence, where we will be spending 3 nights there, and we've also got a wedding whilst we are there, so super excited for that.
The train network in Italy is really good, super easy to get around. The train station's really local, and we actually got the train to Florence. It was only an hour and a half on the train, so we'd definitely recommend getting the trains around. I do really hope that you've enjoyed this video. It's given you a little bit of inspiration if you are planning on visiting Rome, of the kind of different places and the sites to go. As always, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.